we are using 2 different kinds of mushrooms. You really could use any kinds of mushrooms that you want. It's just your preference. So we have some white caps and some baby bellas, and we're just going to toss them right in there.
Okay.
If we have any large ones, I'm going to cut them because
you want them to be able to pop in your mouth. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So but I love the idea of using a couple different types.
Yeah, then you can choose what you want, or your guests can choose what they want.
Now the thing with these is make sure you have plenty. You know, you want to make a big batch of
well,
these
and
because
if you've ever worked with mushrooms, they cook down.
Yeah, they do.
And so it looks like there's so many of them, but you're going to have like half that much in the end.
Right. So load it up.
I would load it up. Yep. I would do like 4 times as much as we're doing on air right now because you're going to end up with a nice pot.
And leftovers is a good thing. Yeah.
Struggle. What a struggle with the leftovers.
Exactly. Okay. So now instead of butter, so the original recipe called for a whole bunch of butter.
Yep.
You subbed out chicken stock, and you said you still got you were excited at the same time. I was like, wow.
I was so happy.
So we're going to pour this in there.
Just kind of eyeball it.
I think we don't need as much because when the mushrooms cook, they sweat.
Okay.
And so you're going to end up with a lot more liquid.
About a cup.
I would say
cup and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we're going to add our spice to spice it up.
Okay.
So we have some chipotle peppers and adobo sauce.
Now, for people who aren't familiar with this, because this is an ingredient that, you know, didn't even used to be around, and now it's come on strong. And it used to be like, okay, what is it? Where you find it? Now it's more and more popular, but a little of these goes a long way.
I would totally put my finger in it and taste it on my tongue to determine how much my family would want of that, because you could ruin a recipe by putting too much in.
I have. The first time I used it, I put it into chowder, and I a little over, you know, because they don't look like they're that crazy.
And if you didn't use enough, you can always go back. It's popular, kind of like sriracha's popular right now. So it's smoked adobo sauce with these chipotle peppers. Chipotle peppers are very spicy.
I'll show you with these little peppers.
So the peppers are
they're in there,
and
but we don't want to use them.
Okay, you're just going to use the sauce in this recipe.
Can you see that pepper? We don't want that.
You just want the sauce. Okay. Well, some recipes you could chop it up and throw it in there.
And we use sometimes chipotle salsa that has them chopped up in it already, so then we just dump it in.
Right.
So we're going to do
a couple tablespoons of the sauce.
We're doing one.
Because honestly, it sits so long.
Okay.
It's perfect.
All right. Now that can, now you've got all these. Here you go, Liz, for your hands.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now you've got all those chilies. Those freeze. Put it in a Ziploc baggie. They'll freeze. Because you got a lot to use there and a lot of different recipes. Okay, so now what?
Ranch. Again, the same ranch we used earlier. It's just from Penzeys. There's about a 1/4 cup of it.
Okay.
A little salt and pepper because the salt, even though there's salt in that ranch, will help those mushrooms get going.
Okay.
And then you just give it a little stir to get all that stuff in there, and then just leave it and don't do anything. Which, how nice is that?
Yeah, I love that.
Cover it, leave it. At medium to low, not high.
Not high. For about how long?
4 hours?
4 hours.
5 hours, 6 hours.
And you say they hold really well, too.
Oh,
so once
gorgeous.
they get to that spot, just put them on warm. Look
so
at
this
that.
is a baby version
so
of what we did.
Oh.
So that we could show you guys.
Oh.
You can see some of the little chipotle pepper coming out.
Oh my gosh. Over a steak?
Oh my God.
Bring it on, or grilled chicken breast. Those look fantastic. I can hardly wait to make those. And if you don't, we know today we're about spicing things up, but if you can't do the heat, just do the method, leave out the chipotle. Just do the chicken stock.
Any dressing you have, you know, Italian, ranch, French onion, any of those things would be awesome.
It's going to give it some great flavor. Okay, for Make Me Hot Meals, more information on that. These ladies will deliver great meals to your house that are ready to bake when you're ready to bake them. The website?
MakeMeHotMeals.com.
Thanks a bunch. We'll be back.